Wednesday has recently been released on Netflix, and with records being broken in terms of viewing figures for the show, it's safe to say that it's definitely made an impact. From Wednesday's dance scene to the inclusion of Goody Adams and also Thing having such a pivotal role, there were many moments that stood out in this show for a number of different reasons. However, I thought I'd break down and explain the 5 best moments in the entirety of the show. So let's get into it. Here are the 5 best moments in Wednesday. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. Number 5. Wednesday hugging Enid. The moment that I'm putting in number 5 on this list occurred in the finale of the season. We'd just seen Wednesday face off against Joseph Crackstone and defeat him, and whilst this was going on, we also saw Enid transform into a werewolf for the first time in her life, something she'd always struggled to do. At this point, Wednesday's best friend didn't know if she'd survived or not due to her not being amongst the crowd. However, once Wednesday emerged from the distance, we saw Enid run over to Wednesday, give her a hug, and then in response, we saw Wednesday close her eyes and embrace Enid in a way that showed that she wanted to receive and also express comfort and care towards her. This was something that we hadn't really seen from the character at all. Even when she showed affection to Tyler, immediately after, we saw that she had a vision and the moment was lost completely. But in this instance, we actually saw, for one of the only times, Wednesday look as though she cared for somebody else, and also wanted to be comforted herself. It was a refreshing change. It was a beautiful moment that showed a completely different side to the character that we came to know over the 8 episodes, and most importantly, it showed that she was human after all. Number 4. Uncle Fester's appearance. A much-loved character from the original movie made a small but impactful appearance in this show. Uncle Fester was drastically different to many of the characters in the show, and in Wednesday's family specifically. You could sense the happiness that he brought to Wednesday due to the smile that she had when he first appeared, and along with this, his over-the-top animated nature came at the right time in the season. Uncle Fester had some great comedic moments such as the use of his power, the intrigue he had in bees, and the consuming of the ketchup. However, I feel his best moment was when he saved Thing. Uncle Fester had a turbulent relationship with Thing due to their past together, but when it mattered, we saw that Uncle Fester put it all aside and managed to save Thing after being harmed by Miss Thornhill, aka Laurel. I just hope we get more of this character in the next season of the show. Number 3. Wednesday's attitude. This isn't necessarily a moment, but it was something that was ingrained throughout the entirety of the show and contributed to it being so good. And this was the delivery, execution, and portrayal of the character Wednesday. We've always known Wednesday to have a bitterly cold response and reception to most people, but in this show it was taken to a whole other level. The commitment to not blinking throughout any of the scenes to give an eerie edge to the character, along with the bluntness and sharpness of the way that the lines were spoken, really allowed the character to feel real, despite there being animated and over-the-top elements. In a world that was clearly fictitious and a character that was also the same, Ortega's portrayal of the attitude was spot on, and added an element of fear to the character that was needed for the impact to be made. Number 2. Thing comforting Enid. This was a moment that I thought was absolutely brilliant and was Thing's best inclusion in the show. This occurred in the season finale and unfolded just after Tyler had been tamed as the Hyde. Enid and Thing had a good relationship throughout the show, and they almost acted as if they were best friends. Once Enid had transformed into the werewolf for the first time, it was something that she wasn't used to and was fearful of. After she was injured from fighting Tyler and she started transforming back to her human form, we saw her looking as though she was struggling, and it was sad to witness as she was on her own. But that wasn't the case. Out of nowhere, we saw Thing crawl over and put its hand on top of Enid's as she was transforming back to her original human form. It was a moment that showed the care between both of them, and that Thing had her back and wanted to make sure that she felt comfortable and safe and not as though she was on her own. It's crazy to think that a hand can have that effect on a viewer, but it was deliberate and it most definitely worked, showing the level of care and compassion between the both of them. It was beautiful and definitely deserved to be on this list. Number 1. Wednesday's dance scene. One moment that did quite literally steal the show was something that was completely unexpected. Wednesday was quite introverted and kept herself to herself throughout the majority of the show. However, partway through the season, we saw her attend the Raven dance, and she gave a performance that was extremely unexpected. For an introvert, she did the complete opposite and delivered a choreographed dance that was done by Ortega herself that really exhibited Wednesday's personality, traits, and behaviors. It was extremely awkward, but the fact that she owned it made it stand out for many different reasons and allowed her to steal the dance. It was an extremely entertaining moment. Everybody's fascination with it really did represent us as the audience as we were watching it unfold. There were many moments in this show that stood out for a number of different reasons, but the 5 I feel were the best in the show were the ones that were stated in this video. With a season 2 hopefully on the cards, we'll be set to receive many more moments that make the show so special and unique. So, there you have it, the 5 best moments in Wednesday Netflix. If you want to see more videos such as endings explained, theories and predictions, and character breakdowns, then click on the I button. Or alternatively, you can head over to my channel where you'll find them all. If you want to give me a show or movie that you'd like me to review, then head over to my Twitter, @brainpilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate the latest movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. What are your best moments? Leave a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.